Good day. We will be presenting a report for execution and business plan. Our group consists of Silvido, Efondo, Lagare, Guillermo, and Havana. We plan to report this in four subtopics. First would be the market research implication to be reported by Silvido. Second would be market strategy to be reported by Efondo and Lagare. Third would be working on the marketing to be reported by Guillermo. And fourth would be marketing channels to be reported by Havana. And now, let us proceed to the first part of our report, market research implication.
Good day guys, I am James Silvido and I am the reporter of Market Research Implication. But before we proceed with market research implication, let us first discuss about what is market research. Market research provides information that could either make or break your product or services. Through market research, we could know the effect or the response of these products and services we are proposing to our prospect customers or our existing customers. Now you could receive 50% approval or 75% or worse, no approval at all. It is in this situation you would know the market research implication. So we could know that through market research we could know its implication and how could it affect in our proposal for our existing products and services that's already in our market. Now let us have market research implication. Now it is defined as a change in direction of proposed or existing product services due to the results coming from any given market research. So just like what I've said earlier, through market research we could know about these so-called implications. This research would know the response or how would these people, especially our prospect customers or our customers, respond with our products or services that we're proposing. So through this we would know how we would attract them or could either know how to modify it to attract those prospect customers. For instance, an entrepreneur get a positive response in his market research. Does he continue with his proposal? So that's right, that's one of the example. If you could have a positive response, then you would continue with it. But if you would have a bad response, so we will be knowing it later. A market research implication can positive or become negative. So we would know about the positive or negative in the latter part of this report. So market research implications continuation. Market research implication can provide insights for entrepreneurs about their customers, prospect customers' reaction about their products and services. So through this process, through market research implication, we would actually know the response of people that can give our insights about the thing or the product or services that we are proposing or that is already existing in the market. So using this information in evaluation is a great help to assess whether the product are commended or needed further improvement or modifications. So for the proposal, you would first know whether it is accepted or not in the market. So we have already done with it, but we know that this part is really important because it is how we must proceed. This would determine if we would to proceed with our proposal, because if you would have a bad response, then it needed modification. But if it is commended, then you can proceed with it immediately, or you could somehow modify it to become more better. So now let's have the so-called significance of high acceptance rate and low acceptance rate. This is just another term of the positive response and negative response in terms of your market research. Having a high acceptance rate allows your existing product or service to have a better chance of competing in the marketplace. So having high acceptance rate or having a so-called high positive response means you have a high acceptance rate. And if you have that kind of acceptance, it means you have a better chance in competing in the market. We already know the market is a very complex place in which a lot of competitors exist. So you're just one of the many. So through this kind of grade, or through this kind of acceptance, which is high acceptance, you have a existing, or you have a high chance of existing in that kind of place. Now, while having a lower one allows you to enhance the existing product or service to the taste of your target market. So if you have a lower response, you could either change it or modify it to the taste of the prospect customers. Now, lower ratings can also indicate that the product or service is not needed or wanted in the market. So there would be a time that your proposal or your product is not just take on a liking towards your prospect customers, and it needed not it's just a waste to modify it. So you must make or create your new proposal. So that could be lower rating, and what can you do about it? So in the market, you could either fail and become successful. But one of our failure is having a low rating. If you got the lower ratings, you might try to consider enhancing your offer to the interests of your market or changing the product idea totally. It is very important for you to know your customer or your prospect customer, because they are the ones who will enjoy or buy your product and services. And if they didn't like your proposal or didn't like your existing products and services, you might want to change it completely. If it is not that bad, then modify it. It is very also noted that evaluation of this kind of situation through market research is very important, because market is just like a trial and error. You might want to try again, because there would be a time that the market won't like it, and there would be a time that they would like it, and that is your entry. If they like your proposal through your market research, they have a positive response, then you would go with your proposal. But if it is not, you might want to try to modify it, or you could either replace it with another proposal, because it is a waste of time and resources. If you would become stubborn about a certain proposal, you might want to create new and then have another market evaluation or market research. And if it is likable, if your prospect customer like it, then you would exactly do what you want with your proposal.
Now, let us proceed to the second topic, market strategy. So, what is a market strategy? A marketing strategy is essential in the success of any business venture, as it addresses different concerns of product introduction, pricing, distribution, promotion, projected profitability, and sales. A strategy basically means that it is a long-term plan or a general plan of action of an individual or an organization. A marketing strategy means that it is the general plan of action of a certain business venture. And since the marketing strategy is the generalized business plan, it must be dependent and consistent with the vision, mission, and goals that the company has set for the product or service that is bounded by the resources that the business has. A marketing strategy is essentially important because it is the basis for the company's practical and short-term plans. Now let us define mission. So, mission is the purpose of the business. The mission stands as the guiding principle of the company for what it should do on a day-to-day basis. Let's take our university, the University of Mindanao, for instance. UM is a private educational institution, hence it could be considered as a business venture. Part of UM's mission is the commitment to democratize access to education, and due to such mission, UM will advertise having no entrance exams and its affordable school fees as part of its marketing strategy to make education accessible to the majority. That's a great example for what mission is. Now let's proceed to vision. Vision is fixed with a timeline to ensure that the business can progress where they want it to be. It is something that is evaluated from time to time if progress is really happening. Having UM again as an example, it has a vision that by 2022, it would become a globally recognized educational institution. Hence, part of UM's marketing strategy are the International Exchange Students Campaign and the submission of the students' researches and thesis to international platforms. And I believe that would be it for the marketing strategies, mission, and vision. Thank you.
So next is goals. Goals describes what an entrepreneur expects or hopes to accomplish over a specific period. In other words, it is something that you are trying or aiming to do or achieve, or the desired result that you envision, plan, and commit. So in setting goals, we should always bear in mind the acronym SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So here's a table that serves as a guide in setting goals wisely. So first is specific. Goals should be clear and specific in nature. It should answer the questions what, why, and how. These questions helps you know exactly what you want. It should be well defined because if your goal is vague, you will be confused. So next is measurable. Goals should be measurable. Measuring the result of the goals helps technopreneurs decide whether it is effective or not. How would you know if you achieved your goal? Break your larger goals into smaller ones so you can track what you've accomplished easily. Next is attainable. Goals should be attainable and not too far out of reach. Technopreneurs cannot just drive any goal which is impossible to attain. We should always aim or set a goal with accordance to our ability, capacity, and resources. A goal that will push us to keep going and moving forward. Next is realistic. Goals should be realistic. The goals set by technopreneurs should represent things to which they are willing to commit. So, setting a goal should be based on what is real or practical rather than what is wanted or hoped for. Then lastly is timely. Goals should be timely. It must establish a time frame to complete the goal. And keep in mind that a goal without a time frame is just a dream. Moreover, if you don't set deadlines, you have unlimited time to achieve your goals. This may eventually lead you out of track and you will lose focus. So next, goals are categorized into two. First is financial goals. From the word itself, it involves finances or money, such as earnings and debts. Next is non-financial goals. It is a goal that focuses on personal satisfactions. And then goals must be set as the following time frame. First is short-term goals. It These are goals that are attainable or achievable within a year or after a year. Next is medium-term goals. Goals that can achieve in the next 2 to 5 years. And lastly is the long-term goals. Goals attainable in 5 to 20 or more than years. And that will be all. Thank you.
So next is working on the marketing plan, branding, and positioning. Marketing plan. The marketing plan helps you define the market, identifies customers and competitors, outlines strategy in customer relations, and identifies possible changes. The marketing plan is similar to that of your business model canvas, but it focuses on the details of every component you have written in Canvas based on marketing aspects alone. So, marketing plan is a report that outlines marketing strategy. The purpose of this marketing plan is to ensure the marketing activities that are relevant and timely to achieve the organization objectives. And here are some questions that the marketing plan must be able to answer, as presented by Cynthia Green, 2011. First is, what product or service will my business offer? As an entrepreneur, you must question this to yourself. So, why it is needed by your market, and how will you compete with the other? Next is, who are my target customers? The target customers is also known as target audience, is the specified group of people you want to reach with your social channels. Next is there a constant demand in the market on the product or service that offer? Next, are there other businesses that provide the same product or service as I do? As you enter the business industry, expect that there is a competition between other products. And can I dictate the marketplace to demand of my product or service? And in terms of price, quality, and delivery, can my product or service compete effective? So, before you start a business, you must question this to yourself if your product is effective and has quality when it is used or it is used by your target customer. So next is branding. So branding, it is also known that the marketplace offer a lot of different product and service or services, and some of it is actually similar to one another. As entrepreneur in general, our product and services have to find a way that they can stand out from others to be recognized. It is important to consider the branding of the business, as it helps the business to be identified. So branding in the marketing, practice creating a name, symbol, or design that identifies the difference of your product from the other product. Next is positioning. Positioning creates an image of product that customers perceive. Things like features and quality are commonly used to position in the market. Others also consider having excellent customer service relationship, as customers consider it essential. So the main objective of this positioning, or objective of marketing positioning, is to establish the image or identity of the product of your brand, or the brand of your product, And when positioning the business, we can also speak the tagline that we have connected to our company name. Tagline helps people recall your business too. So a good positioning makes a product unique and make the user consider using it as a distinct benefit to them. And another, a good positioning makes a brand or product stands out from the rest or from the other. Confers it the ability to charge a higher price and stave of competition from the other.
So the next topic to be discussed is the marketing channel. So marketing channels or media channels are business vehicles towards the customers. So it's a platform where you can extend your marketing techniques and let customers hear or have an encounter with your product or service. In this way, you will be able to reach, connect, and encourage people to try your business. So there are two types of marketing channels, and these are the traditional and digital media channels. So first is the traditional media channels. So these include the following: the print publications. So these are the advertisements done in print, such as newspapers, magazines, and journals. And next is radio. So this is the advertisements done through radio. So one example of this is our school. The University of Mindanao has been utilizing this platform for years now. So if you heard about it, they mentioned the achievements of the school, the facilities to encourage people to enroll in the university. And next is television. So through commercials or endorsements, mostly done by the celebrities. And billboards. So these are the large outdoor advertising structures that are commonly found in busy streets or roads. And next is signage or banners that are usually found in places that are commonly visited by customers, such as big grocery stores or sari-sari stores. And lastly is the event. So events or gatherings or expos wherein you can promote your products and services. So before expos are commonly held in auditoriums, but there are times that they held it in malls so that a lot of people, a lot of commoners can go and see their products. So businesses have used this method for years and it's proven effective. However, since we are now in a digital age wherein a lot of people is on the internet, so marketing must keep up. So in order to reach a lot of people, so they are now into digital marketing. So digital channels are commonly used because of the emergence of the internet, and it's also easier to reach and connect with people. So these include the following. First, websites. So businesses can have their own websites in which they can promote their products and services. Next are blogs. So similar to websites, but these are more focused on a particular content. So writers or bloggers would do a review of your product or put your advertisement in their site. Next is videos. So this is also somehow similar to blogs, but in the video format. So one example of this is the ads on YouTube. So next is the social media. So sites such as Facebook and Instagram allow people to create and promote their business. So they also have this option wherein you can create accounts solely for your business so that it could reach the desired people. So next is email. So you can promote your business by sending product information, newsletters, or invitations over email. And lastly are the webinars. So these are like web events in which you can present your products or services to your virtual audience. So these are like the expos in the traditional in the traditional marketing channel, but this is done through online.